divorced man as well as for a divorced woman. This passage is talking about someone who is bound to a wife. But remember what we read already last week, Deuteronomy 24 verses 1 to 4. Remember that woman was put away and she remarried. She remarried. The consequence was not that she was put to death, not that she had to pay a fine of 50 silver pieces or so. No, the consequence was she could never ever remarry her first husband. If she would do that, then the land would be defiled. So you cannot go back to your former husband once you have had relations with your new husband. Let's continue reading in 1 Corinthians 7. Let's read 29 to 39. Let's read 29 to 39. 29 to 39.
Sige. 29 to 39?
Yes.
And I say, brothers, the time is short, so that from now on, even those who have wives should be as though they had none, and those who weep as though they did not weep, and those who have rejoiced as they have not rejoiced, and those who buy as though they did not possess, and those who use this word as not misusing it, for the sin of this word is passing away. And I wish you to be without concern. He who is unmarried is concerned about the matters of the master, how to please the master. But he who is married is concerned about the matters of the word, how to please his wife. There is a difference between a wife and a maiden. The unmarried woman is concerned about the matters of the master, that she might be set apart both in body and spirit. But he who is married is concerned about the matters of the word, how to please her husband. And this I say for your own good, and this I say for your own good, not to put a restraint to you, but for what is proper, and to attain the master without distraction. And if anyone thinks he is behaving improperly toward this maiden, if she is past the flower of your youth, and so it should be, let him do what he desires. He does not sin, let them marry. But he who stands steadfast in his heart, having no necessity, and has authority over his own desire, and has so decided to his heart to guard his own maiden, does well. So then, he who gives her in marriage does well, but he who does not give her in marriage does better. A wife is bound by Torah as long as her husband lives, and if her husband dies, she is free to be married to whom she desires, only in the master.
Thank you. So, according to Paul, again, he's referring to he says here, the scene in verse 31, the scene of this world is passing away. He's again referring to the hardship, the difficult circumstances that that are already existing and that he expects that will get worse. For this reason, he says, well, if you're not married, it's fine to stay unmarried. If you stay unmarried, to devote yourself to full full-time service of Yahweh, of course that's great, that's truly excellent. However, he also says, well, if you marry, you do not sin. So marrying is fine in those circumstances. At the time that Paul wrote, staying unmarried, he felt was better. Again, this is linked to the situation in society as a whole, and also linked to expected future events. In verse 39, it says, a wife is bound by Torah as long as her husband lives. Bound by Torah. So Paul refers to marriages that are binding according to Torah. Again, remember Ezra 9 and 10, where the Jews were ordered to divorce their pagan wives. These marriages were not binding according to Torah. On the contrary, they were against Torah. Yahweh actually forbids such marriages. Let's also remember, we quoted it already last week, but let's go back. Exodus 21 verses 10 and 11. Exodus 21, 10 and 11.
It's so hot. We can turn off.
If he takes another wife, her food, her covering, and her marriage rights are not to be
Diminished.
And if he does not do this three for her, then she shall go out for naught without silver.
So this is, again, this is put in the context of slaves. So the wife here, it is mentioned here, is a slave. But of course, if a slave has these rights, it's only common sense that a wife who is not a slave has this same right.